Okay, you're going to want to listen to this. Really, you're going to want to listen to this. This is the second, day 2 of 30, of our 30 benefits of mindfulness. Now, I could say 30 benefits of mindfulness, or I could say 30 ways that you can dramatically change your life for the better with just investing less than 15 minutes a day. And as I mentioned yesterday in the video, it doesn't even feel like 15 minutes. I promise you that. Because especially the way that I do, I focus on informal practices, which means that we're doing the stuff that we're already doing every day. We're just doing it a little bit differently, and we're doing it in a way that trains our attention, right? Now, the number one video yesterday is perhaps, there's nothing more valuable than our attention, as I said yesterday, right? Absolutely nothing more valuable, because this is our ability to be here with our experience. And what could possibly be more important than that? Nothing. However, this skill, if yesterday was 1, today is 1A. Okay, it's not number 2, it's 1A, perhaps just even equal to number 1. Okay, now what I mean by that is that there's one approach that we talked about yesterday in the idea that we're going to train our attention. We're going to train our mind to be here now. Okay, now again, there's a reason I made that the number 1 video, because there's nothing more precious or valuable than our attention, because we can only pay attention to one thing at a time. However, if there's anything that comes close to more important than that, it's this, which is to say, our number 2 benefit that we derive from less than 15 minutes a day of simple, easy, comfortable practices is the skill of knowing when our mind has wandered. Okay, now I know that might sound like, well, duh, Captain Obvious, right? But you'd be amazed at how hard it is, how often your mind wanders and you don't realize it. As I said yesterday, right, there was a huge study done a few years ago, the Happiness Project at Harvard. The paper from which that they published was called "A Wandering Mind is an Unhappy Mind." Now, if everybody knew that their mind was wandering and it was making them unhappy, well, they wouldn't wander so much, because nobody wants to be unhappy, right? So that's the thing. And if you recall from yesterday's video, or if you didn't see yesterday's video, the result is really scary. I mean, we're talking about 47% of the time that the average person is simply not present with whatever is going on. Okay. Now, that's not to say that we don't want our mind to daydream and stuff like that. And it's not to say that we have to have a rigid, locked in, sort of sense of focus. And that's the point of this video here, right? The mind is made to wander on a certain extent, right? Now, there are certain times where that's no problem. If I'm driving down the road on a highway and there's no tricky things that I have to navigate and it's a beautiful day, yeah, let your mind go. Think about some work project. Think about something in a relationship. Think about your favorite sports team, whatever. But what about when you're doing something that does require your attention? The 47% does not restrict itself to only those times where you don't need your attention. In fact, it's probably the opposite. Because here's the thing, as pressure increases, whether it's stress that we're feeling, whether it's even just a bad mood, a negative emotional mood that we're feeling, or if it's some kind of threat that we feel like, oh crap, I got to get something done. Oh crap, this is hard, whatever it is. These things are going to make our mind wander more. Now, the real kick in the pants on this is that these things also prevent us from seeing the mind wandering. Okay, it's like a catch-22 for real. So therefore, as I said in the opening here, it could be argued that it's even more important to notice when your mind has wandered as much as it is to train your attention to be in the present moment. Because again, we don't want our mind not to wander, right? That's not the answer, right? That's going to create a whole new set of issues for us, right? So what we want to be able to do is hold our attention when we need it, but again, almost as equally as important, if not more important, is to notice when the mind has wandered, which is to say, I mean, the mind doesn't go anywhere, right? But when the attention has wandered away from whatever is happening right here, right now. All right, I'll be back with number 3 tomorrow, and I look forward to that. Now, if you have any questions about this, or if you want to learn more about the work that I do, or you want to just give me tell me a funny joke, or if you want to make a suggestion on something you'd like me to cover in the next 27 days after today, please either leave a comment or feel free to send me a direct message. All right, everybody. Art Burns, the mindfulness coach, signing off here, and so happy to be back here, and so happy to. I really loved the comments that I got. Yes, I feel like I just came home from a long trip, so this is wonderful. Thank you, everyone. I wish you well, and I will be back again tomorrow. Take care.